Okay, so I just got to Cairo Airport not too long ago, and that was definitely among one of my top 5 worst flights of all time. And I've been on some terrible flights. In today's video, I'm flying EgyptAir, the national carrier of Egypt and supposedly the 5th best airline in Africa. But as you're about to see, there's still a lot they have to get right if they want to compete among the global heavyweights. I'll be flying from London to Lagos over 2 legs, and I'll be reviewing both parts of the journey, breaking down everything from the service to the overall experience. So let's see what it's really like flying EgyptAir. Okay, so I just got through security, and there's actually no reason for airport security to be so stressful. Because they had to put my bag aside and they searched it and they were like, oh, what do you have here? Where are you traveling to? Then they did like a swab test, and there's no need for it to be so stressful. London Heathrow, fix up. You understand? But yeah, I just got through security. And yeah, I got to the airport really early. My flight leaves by 10. I got here by 6. Don't ask me why. And yeah, I don't know what else to do. I have a deadline on Sunday. I have a meeting on Sunday. I have work to do and I haven't started anything. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it's just a little over 1 hour before boarding and they still haven't released our boarding gates. I don't understand. But yeah, today I'm flying EgyptAir and I was able to do an online check-in yesterday, really seamless. And given the price I paid for the ticket, I was able to actually pick my seat without any additional cost. So thumbs up, EgyptAir. Right? And of course, I picked the window seat for both legs of my journey. So I'm sat in seats 21 and 32K respectively. I think the first leg is a 737 or an A320, while the second leg I'm using a Boeing 787, so I'm really excited for the second leg of the trip. So yeah, still waiting for the gates to be released. The first leg of today's trip is on an A320neo. This aircraft features 2 cabins with 16 business class seats in a 2-2 configuration and 126 economy seats in a 3-3 configuration. My seat for this flight is 22 kilo, which I was able to pick for free during the online check-in. There are just 2 toilets in the economy cabin, which makes a ratio of 1 toilet for every 63 passengers. Yikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard EgyptAir.
For your safety and comfort, please pay attention to the following safety instructions. If you have a carry-on baggage, stow it under the seat in front of you.
Almost immediately after the safety video, we taxied towards the runway for takeoff and I was treated to some lovely views of London skyline. Yeah, as you can see, we've currently reached cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. And yeah, very smooth takeoff, pretty routine so far. Everything so far has been rather chill. First time flying EgyptAir, and I don't have any bad things to complain about, except for the fact that the flight is really hot. It could also be the fact that I'm wearing 3 layers, but still, flights are usually colder than this. I had to turn on the personal air vent when I got to my seat, and even at that, it's still pretty hot. I'm definitely going to be taking off my jacket and hoodie during the flight. But yeah, we are cruising altitude and I'll have expected them to actually have started the meal service by now, but they haven't. That's the only reason why I'm not asleep. So I'm sat in 21K and I actually have 2 windows to myself. Window 1 and window 2. So while I was waiting for the meal service to begin, I used the time as an opportunity for a seat tour. The seat has a width of 18 inches, which would be decent enough for most people. The legroom is a bit restricting, but if you are shorter than 6'1", you'd be fine. Each seat featured an averagely sized tray table for food, and below it you have your seat pocket with your safety card and an air sickness bag. As for the amenities, the cabin crew passed around these earphones shortly after takeoff, which I didn't even bother testing. And there was no blankets, but not like it was needed on this flight anyways. On each seat was a pillow, which was pretty much there for the aesthetic, and the seat recline, which is supposedly 6 inches, was not functional on my seats. On the bright side, the adjustable headrest worked, but in reality, it's not actually keeping your head in place. Just browse to the in-flight entertainment. Don't think I'm going to be using that much in the flights. I'll probably entertain myself using my phone, or better still, I'll just sleep. But yeah, waiting for the food. Yeah, it's way too hot. Like, I had to take it off ASAP. Like, it's really uncomfortable. The seat is also really uncomfortable too. See, this is why you guys need to be liking my videos so I can afford to fly more comfortably. Please. For the meal service, we were given a choice between chicken or beef, and I opted for chicken. It came served with mashed potatoes and some sauteed veggies. I'm not flying Qatar or Emirates, so of course plastic cutlery was the order of the day. As for the quality of the food, the main course surprisingly wasn't that bad. The mashed potatoes were made, but the chicken was actually quite nice for airplane food. Solid 7 over 10. Then I didn't know what this was, but it didn't taste terrible, so I ate it. For the bread course, I already did not have any expectations just from the look of things, and I was right because it turned out to be quite made. Then for the salad course, I usually don't bother with them, but the one offered on this flight was just a regular salad. Could have used some dressing, but it was edible at least. Lastly, we had the dessert, which was a chocolate cake, and it was easily the strongest part of the entire meal. So just finished eating. I didn't know whether to sleep or not because we have just about 2.5 hours left. I'm so tired, but I feel like if I sleep now, I'm going to wake up even more tired. So I'm probably just going to have like a power nap, like a 30-minute power nap, and try and, go through the rest of the flights. The in-flight entertainment on offer was pretty underwhelming. It had a semi-decent movie catalogue, no watchable series, and it featured zero Western music, which is quite shocking for a country with a prominent tourism sector. There was free Wi-Fi on board, which turned out to be the best thing about the entire flight. There were of course some paid plans, but for a 5-hour night flight, free texting is all I needed. The speed wasn't too terrible either. Okay, so I got to Cairo airport a few moments ago, and oh my god, that was definitely top 5 worst flights of my life, easily. And I've been on some terrible flights. First of all, oh my god. First of all, the lady in front of me had a seat recline all through the flight, which was so uncomfortable. And the seat itself was already small. Of course, yeah, it's a smaller plane, but still. And it was hot, like that was definitely the hottest flight I've ever been in. There's no reason for a plane to be that hot. It was so hot. Well, they kept the cabin lights on for a very, very long time, as though they didn't want anyone to fall asleep during the flight, which is so ridiculous. But yeah, those are the issues, man. I think the only plus from the flight was the fact that the Wi-Fi was free and it wasn't slow, like it wasn't frustrating. Other than that, no, there's not a lot of positives I can pick up from that flight. Let's hope the second leg is better. I really hope the second leg is better. But yeah, I'm just probably going to start editing. I can't even use my laptop. I'm probably just going to scroll on Instagram. Whatever, I'm tired. Okay, so this is leg 2. I currently have about 2 hours left of the flight. And obviously the seat is definitely better than the first one. It's 787, it's a newer plane, it's a larger plane. So the seat is definitely more spacious and it's a bit more comfortable than the previous flights. However, I'd have expected the in-flight entertainment to be a bit different, but it's the same thing, so the entertainment is just generally whack. But yeah, other than that, after takeoff we're served like a departure snack, just a juice box with some crisps. Was it crisps? I can't remember. So I tried to see if I could get 1 or 2 hours of sleep. I was able to get about 3 hours of sleep. I'm so tired. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can do a seat tour now. Then after, I'll be doing a lavatory review after.
Similar to the A320, the seat has a width of 18 inches and a recline of 6 inches, although the legroom was slightly better than the A320, just slightly. You also have your seat pocket with your safety card, but the 787 features leg rests, which is good to have, but they don't really do much practically. Unless you have really short legs, it's not worth it. The seats featured a bifold tray table, which was considerably larger than the previous flight, and you could definitely use it to get some work done if you have an iPad or a small laptop. Again, there was Wi-Fi on board and it was also free. Unlike the first flight, there were blankets on each seat, but the cabin wasn't too cold, so I thought it was a bit unnecessary. You also get earphones and a pillow of similar quality as the first flights. Below the seats were universal power outlets, 2 for every 3 seats, and it was a bit ironic because there were no universal outlets in the entire Cairo airport. Although this flight wasn't as hot as the previous flight, I tried to turn on my personal air vents, and I realized that the seat didn't feature any. I don't know if that's a cabin issue, an airline issue, or the 787 just doesn't do personal air vents. Let me know if you have any idea in the comments. The headrests on this flight were much sturdier than the previous one and might be useful if you want to take a nap on board. The toilets on board were very basic, not the cleanest, but definitely not the worst I've seen. Apart from hand soap, there were no other amenities in the toilet, which was a bit disappointing. So yeah, it's just your standard typical airplane lavatory. Shortly after this, we were served lunch. Again, we were given the choice between chicken or beef, and guess which one I opted for. Again, plastic cutlery. I really don't want to get used to this.
The rice is actually really bland. It's almost like they just took rice and dipped it in oil. There's no, you can't really tell what flavor it is. Let's try the chicken also. If they can make chicken of this quality, why can't they put the same effort into making the rice? This is really good chicken, right? Especially for me. It's quite nice, but the rice is really underwhelming.
The meal also came with bread, which was not good. Although the dessert was great, which I'm guessing is a common theme here. A few moments later, we started our descent into Lagos and touched down at Murtala Mohammed International Airport. And I always find it so annoying when passengers all rush up to get up from their seats as soon as the plane stops moving. Like, the seatbelt sign is still on. Chill. I just left the airport and Nigeria. Oh my god, we still have a long way to go. Tell me why I waited almost 2 hours just to get my bags. But anyways, that's not how I want to end the video. I'm back in Lagos. Must be reminded how hot this place is. Oh my god. It's hot as hell. It's hot as hell. God. So what do I think of EgyptAir? I really don't know actually. Apart from the unusually hot cabin and the entertainment, I think it was quite alright. Free Wi-Fi for the whole flight, the food was decent, and the service wasn't too terrible. Would I fly them again? Honestly, I'd rather not, but we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, like it because it helps out with the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And with that said, see you on the next one.